Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Game Club Pod. This is a pilot series we're doing called the Anime Corner. I am a familiar voice, Slade, but I'm joined by two different hosts that you haven't heard before. I'm joined by Sky and Jaka. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You may recognize Jaka from our episode on Titanfall. Was it Titanfall 2?
Titanfall 2, yes.
that
Where
you
you
made
ripped
the-
it apart.
I did rip it apart because it's not that good. I don't really remember it, to be honest with you. I just know I got chastised for falling off a cliff repeatedly by Jaka.
You do not like platformers.
So here is so we're gonna do 4 episodes of this, and it's gonna be called the Anime Corner. Obviously, we'll be looking for some feedback. Just let us know what you think. We're gonna start this first one off with like a nice little roundtable discussion of animes that we like, so you have an idea of our tastes. And so you kind of know what to expect out of the three of us. And then I'll explain what we're doing in the next episode. And let's see, because I haven't really talked to you that much before, and I don't know your taste. Sky, let's start with you.
Hello. So, oh gosh, what are my anime tastes? I mean, my first anime I was introduced like as a very small child. Just randomly on Cartoon Network, there was a Gundam. I could not tell you the name of it. I couldn't tell you when it came out or what to expect of it, but it was just some epic like boss battle scene, and I was pulled away from it far too quickly. But general taste, isekai.
Isekais.
I love some really good, just like really cheesy, overpowered isekai. Like my favorite genres in general, though, it's not man versus the world; it's the world versus the person,
Right.
the main character. Like everybody's just reacting to him because he's way too overpowered, and that's
Right.
that's just my jam.
Absolutely. Jaka, what about you?
Oh god, I have a very vague memory of watching Akira with my brother and sister. That's how old I am. Yes. My one of my main animes I remember watching on a VHS was Evangelion. Neon Genesis. My brother-in-law just loved that show, and I was hooked. I was like, what is this crazy cartoon creature? And I've been fans of like all types of anime. From Isekai's one of the biggest ones at the moment because it seems to be a lot.
Yeah,
Isekai all the time. Do like a good like shonen and slice of life is good as well. But I've actually started to get into some sport ones.
Okay.
Which there's a one I've been watching a lot recently is Hajime no Ippo. It's a boxing anime.
Okay.
Ooh.
And I really enjoy it. I just obviously it's supposed to be real life, but at the same time it's anime, so some insane stuff happens, which is always funny to watch. But that's why I like. I pretty much watch anything released once, give it a try.
Nice.
So there are some just absolute dog ones out there.
Oh, there's a lot of bad.
Oh.
I don't think it's been stated much how much I love Attack on Titan, but you'd be surprised. My personal favorite is I love a good rom-com. These guys will hear about it. It's actually on the shelf to my right that no one can see. There's only 3 manga on there. There is Chainsaw Man, which I love. That is it. If you're not read up on it, it's really good. I won't spoil anything, but it's excellent. Attack on Titan, all of it, because again, it's perfection. And then My Dress Up Darling, because again, I love a solid rom-com.
I remember you saying "Dress Up Darling" to a lot in the Discord before.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
I know nothing about it.
Oh, it's an excellent anime. So, to go back around here on our round table, let's talk about your top 3 animes that you like. We'll sit there and shout at the world how great they are, and the 3 that you'll shout about how awful they are.
Oh gosh, I have given this no thought before today.
I always say it's whatever first popped into your head is your true, honest answer.
Oh gosh,
well,
wow.
I've had a few more years than you guys to catalog these in my head, and still there's so many. Like I always say one of my favorites is Girls and Panzer because I love tanks.
We both do.
We both love tanks. Yeah, we love tanks, and I made Sky watch it recently.
Oh, it's so good.
It's phenomenal.
And I completely
It's so
forgot they were on
silly.
an aircraft carrier. Like, so when Sky asked me that, I was like thrown for a loop because I just didn't pay attention to that bit.
What is this world they live in?
Yeah, but obviously, Girls and Panther for me. Even knowing I love Evangelion, it's still not in my top 3 because it's a lot in there that needs. Like, there's a lot of religious references. There's a lot of like whining from Shinji. It pisses me off. Like, just get in the robot. Your dad gave you a robot. Who cares if he talks to you? Get in the robot. We always say that. I want that on a T-shirt. Get in the robot. But like Toradora, I always enjoy watching that. It's a little bit rom-com, but it's also silly and stuff.
Right.
And there's a really old one called Dog Days. It's like an isekai world where a guy gets sent back into this fantasy world, but he's got to fight in a war. But the war isn't like an actual war. It's the best way to explain it is Wipeout.
Right.
So like they fight like Wipeout, and like they get knocked off, they don't die, they just get turned into these little like the game Slime Rancher.
Yeah.
That's what they turn into, these little versions of dogs and cats, and it's the most batshit insane thing. Oops, sorry, insane thing. But it's just insane. It's really old though, so like obviously the animation style is like of its time, and
right.
It's just like they only had a very simple storyline, but it's got 3 seasons out of it somehow. And I've been meaning to make Sky watch it, and I know they're terrified for it because it's 3 seasons of this same plot over and over and over again.
Ooh, you've got me thinking about just okay. Top 1 right now. Okay, would you count an anime film?
Yeah. No, this is just
So 100% Redline.
Oh yes, you love Redline.
They went way too hard on the animation for that one. It was phenomenal. Just a visual treat. The entire film. Like they went so hard when they didn't have to, and they went so over budget. If I'm not mistaken, they went bankrupt halfway through and had to get new funding because they went so hard on it. Like it's oh god, there's so many videos online. Just I've just been watching on analysis of what it actually took to create the style, like the thick like outside borders of each character and everything on screen. But it's just a visual treat. I highly recommend it if you've not seen it. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slade, definitely watch it if you haven't seen it.
I will. I'm gonna put it in the Annie list right now. You said the title was Red what?
Redline.
Red Line. I'm gonna put that in my Annie list right now so I remember it.
And we all agree though, Rising of Shield Hero season 1, great.
Yeah. Oh,
and
fantastic.
then it just takes a steaming
I
dive.
I will fight you. I will fight
just
you.
into the worst plot. Like
So
people
here's the
have been
thing.
ripping on it
Here's
since season 2.
Well, real quick before we dive into that kind of conversation, for me, obviously, the love of Attack on Titan, Girls and Panzer, I would have to agree with Jaka. It is tremendous. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm just reading from things that I've given a 10 out of 10 to. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. Again, I love me a good rom-com. That one might be one of the funniest animes to have ever watched. Chainsaw Man, because they did everything perfectly by the manga that needed to be done. Licorice Recoil, which I don't know if you've seen that, but picture Japan, where it has a 0 crime rate because they gave high school girls guns. And if you commit a crime, they kill you.
I get behind that.
Yeah. It's getting the 2nd season, so I'm really happy about that. And then the Helpful Fox Senko-san, which is just like antidepressant.
Is that the one where he keeps stroking the tail?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that. That's a good one. That is funny.
It's really good. But we also need to talk about things that we don't like, though.
See, now, I would say, again, it's weird because some anime has got some really good episodes or series, and then it just falls flat. Like I was saying to Sky recently, Overlord, amazing first season. But as it's going along, it's obviously because the manga's so branching.
Right.
And so, like, in depth, the anime seems to have it's cutting short what made the original season great. Like, it's spread itself too thin, and they're just cutting these major scenes down to be, like, obviously a 12 or 24 episode season, and it feels like you're missing a lot.
Right.
So I would say I love Overlord season 1, but the later seasons, I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
Eh.
Too
Now,
much
as for
politics into it.
too much, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I understand it's the manga and they're trying to follow it, which 100% that's what you got to do.
Right.
Right.
But like, if you remember the first season of Hellsing, and then obviously when it got to the end, the manga wasn't finished yet, just like Game of Thrones, so they made their own ending, and everyone went,
Right.
"What is going on?" Like,
Full Metal Alchemist original.
same,
Yeah.
like it's just, I mean, like I say, some people love these animes, whilst other people, I mean, you cannot meet a more group of like attacking people. Is like, I mean, people love Dragon Ball.
Right.
Some people despise. Like, I like One Piece, and I know people despise it.
I think
And
it's a little Stockholm syndrome is why people get so attached to it.
it's called, yeah, it has changed me, and I'll admit that.
You know, by the time you've watched like 500-600 episodes or whatever, like
some arcs drag me in. I cannot get into it for a while after I finish an arc, just because I feel like that was a slough.
right.
But like,
I'll admit,
sometimes it drags me in.
I when I watch it, I'll watch it all, and I'll try and watch it. It's like almost like I have to watch it all at once. So I'll let the season finish before I watch it, because I'm not a big fan of week to week watching anyway.
Right.
Like, I'd rather watch it as once.
Right. But to defend Rising of the Shield Hero, because season 3 has been really good. Here's the thing.
All right.
Season 2.
Uh-huh.
As soon as you're done with the Shield Tortoise, the Spirit Tortoise nonsense.
Yeah.
As soon as you're away from that, it's good again.
How many episodes is the turtle?
We don't talk about that.
It's
It's like 5 or 6.
If it's 5 and 6 out of that much of a series, though,
Yeah, there's only 13 episodes in it, but once
that's not good.
My gripe with season 2 was the fact that it didn't seem to have much weight at all. First season, he was a pariah. He was an outcast. He was sent away because he was blamed for all of this stuff that was just terrible. And then it's just like way too light and airy for the rest of season 2. Like, it's like nothing of that actually mattered. It's just no consequence.
Season 2, I think, is going to be remembered now as like a really good stepping stone for what they're doing in season 3.
Kind of like a setup series, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because what's going on with the other, and spoilers for Rising of the Shield Hero, if you haven't watched season 2, at the end of it, only Naofumi the Shield Hero is really the one who defeats the Spirit Tortoise, right? And it sends the other cardinal heroes into like a massive downfall spiral. To like give you an idea, the Sword Hero, his whole party died in the Spirit Tortoise fight.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's done this big setup thing, and now like when I'm thinking about it in hindsight, I'm like, oh,
there's some weight to it.
Yeah, there is.
They failed their mission. They're okay. Yeah. They're not as good as they think they were. Okay.
It's funny. Like, I'm looking into like animes that I don't like, and I'm trying to find one, and I'm looking at other animes. I'm like, if there's something I don't like the look of, like say like the story doesn't reach out to me, or maybe it's a bit too like, what's the word? Harem-y, as in like it's way too much harem-y. Like that's like a harem. Like, that's the whole point of the anime. Like, and which I will admit, we've watched some isekais lately where we're like, come on, at some point.
It's so heavy-handed.
There was one I hated recently, and it was that damn vending machine.
No.
That is the stupidest bloody thing in the world. We didn't even finish it.
I loved it. I love it.
You haven't gotten past the premise yet, hun.
I
want to get back to it.
It's a vending machine in a dungeon.
I'm gonna pick it for the next episode.
You make me watch that. I will make you watch. I will make you watch an anime I know not about your hate, but it'll keep you with nightmares.
Ooh.
I have seen some stuff from the 80s and 90s, people.
That's fine. I was thinking for some of mine, I've talked really highly about, not highly, I guess lowly, about Hell's Paradise from this year.
We watched that, yeah. It's
my problem with it. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it gives enough time for you to get attached to any character before they get yanked away from you, and so you just end up not really caring about anybody.
Yeah.
You don't think though that anime was more? It wasn't supposed to be anyone else. You were only supposed to like the main character.
Yeah. But they try to make you like care about these people. Like they get this really long-witted expose and then they die.
Yeah,
And it's
you're
like,
right.
well,
Actually,
I haven't. Yeah,
it's like that you get the whole life story in one episode and then they die. It's almost like
right.
that is weird. Yeah, why would they even tell you if they're gonna
Yep.
like you're not gonna get an emotional response from one episode?
Right. I'm also gonna go ahead and put my hate of Naruto.
Which season?
I've watched all of classic Naruto, the first part.
Mhm.
I didn't
Okay.
skip any episodes.
Right.
I
Oh,
watched all
why?
200. I watched all 220.
No, I did that too.
I
Now you're talking about
watched.
Stockholm.
I
You
watched
watched
all 500 episodes of Naruto Shippuden,
Same
and I can
here.
tell you right now, I've never seen another show that the main character is written more poorly than any other character.
what about Boruto?
I'm not watching it. I'm not doing it.
I'm just
not putting
saying
my
you
time-
can't say that if you have not seen the kid version. Like, it's just
it's awful. I'd also like to put in Demon Slayer, which the story
Agreed.
is not good. It's okay. It's very much carried on its animation and its visual style, which I don't really think is a
Yeah.
hot take by today's standards. It's very pretty, but nothing to it. Like the Entertainment District arc, like
Mm.
the only good thing, redeeming part of that to me was the intro song. with-
I've
Only
watched
redeeming part.
I've watched a fair bit of it, and again, like we said before, though, like I think the animation is great.
Oh, it's
Like
beautiful.
you know, they've
It
put the
is
time
stunning.
and effort.
Yeah.
The voice work they've put into it, like as much as I hate like the crying kid in that,
Mhm.
which by the way I'm terrible with names, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But the crying kid,
Zenitsu.
you've learnt his name yet you hate it. Just remember that. It's like the voice work they do is insane. Like I would say this is the sub, obviously not the dub.
Right.
But when you can make me hate your character that much, you've done a good job.
Yep.
But that also makes me not want to watch the anime because you're in it. Like,
That is also something else we need to establish. Subbed or dubbed?
I have to watch it sub now. I've too many years watching it in like if I hear an English voice actor, even though they may be good at it, I never feel they can emote as good as Japanese people when it comes to their animation. Now there are some good ones out there. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
There
I
are
mean-
some points in Attack on Titan, which I'll reference a lot, where the English voice performance outdoes the Japanese, and then vice versa. Like it seems to go back and
Oh,
forth a lot.
there'll be cases of some amazing like English voice acting, and I won't say that the English isn't better. Sometimes I'll just say
Right.
I have watched a lot of anime in sub, and I've watched some in dub. Like the voice actor for Luffy in the English makes me hate One Piece. I can't watch it. But in the Japanese version, I'm like, yes, that's the correct voice.
They are both nails on a chalkboard, as far
Now,
as I'm concerned.
we have to
Guy,
talk
what
about-
do you think?
We have to talk about Steve Bloom in Cowboy Bebop. Like,
Yes.
Okay, no,
that
yeah.
was phenomenal English dub.
Yeah.
Well, see, I've
Phenomenal.
watched the original Evangelion in both sub and dub. Now, problem is, I watched it as a kid in the dub, so to me,
Right.
it's always the dub, which is odd. Even knowing I know the sub is better, I have to watch it because I've watched it so much, and that's how I remember it as a child.
Right.
I'm sure it's
And like
nostalgia
certain
talking.
films, like Princess Mononoke, most Studio Ghibli films I've seen in the dub because that's how they release them in England.
They're fantastic though. English.
But have you
dub of
seen the sub?
Cat Returns?
Have you seen the sub ones though? The subs are some even better, but you don't get the releases here. You have to buy the
Oh.
VHS or thing. That's the thing. You can't see the cinema version. They do now because they realise people will watch subtitles.
But
Right.
Ghibli gets all of the good voice actors though
They do
for
get-
their for their.
Oh,
dubs.
but that's the thing though.
These guys-
Yes.
Yeah, they're
No.
good.
I love the dubs of Studio
Right.
Ghibli, but you couldn't get the subs at the time, so I didn't know they existed. So you don't know about these brilliant voice actors who've also done it because you've only ever seen the other version of it.
Right. So it's weird for you to hear it in another language.
Yes, it's like that's not the character I know. Who's this person? It's like if
So-
you watched like Friends in Spanish, you'd be like, what's happened? Like, who are these people?
So, Sky, what's your choice? Subbed or dubbed?
I typically go subbed. There's some movies and some TV shows that are nostalgic for me. Of course, the
Mhm.
Ghibli, like Carrie Elwes is the main character. I forget the name of the cat in The Cat Returns. Gosh, some of those just I swoon over Carrie Ellis anyway. But of course, Cowboy Bebop I've mentioned earlier. But honestly, we started watching. What was that anime you mentioned again?
The Fruit of Evolution.
Yeah, no, I just could not do dubbed. I just couldn't.
Right.
It just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's a little bit of an over the top anime that feels like it's trying too hard anyway.
Oh yeah,
But I
it's
could not.
it's
I can barely stand it subbed and dubbed. I wanted you to shut the stream off. I could not. I just could not.
like I will admit we've watched some anime lately that makes me question how they got made.
Right.
But then we've said this a lot. Isekai's made so much lately.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's being very what's the word they use, watered down.
Yeah, and
Like,
some of my favorite eats guys is like the vending machine one, like you were talking about. I think it's great.
it's
Konosuba,
just,
which Konosuba knows that it's dumb, and I'm good.
now
I'm good
I
with.
will admit I've not seen that, but I've seen clips of it and it looks fantastic.
It's very funny. It's very very funny. For me, I believe in Weebulations 316, subbed or dubbed. Just please enjoy anime.
I can
To me,
respect
it doesn't matter if I'm watching something week to week. I'm watching in Japanese, but if I want to like sit down and binge watch, it's gonna go in
I get
English.
Oh, 100%. I've only watched, and I know you'll hate this. I've only watched One Piece dubbed,
Right.
specifically because I I can't
Because it's so
sit
much.
and
It's so
concentrate the
much.
whole time. I need
Right.
to do other
No,
things
look,
sometimes.
you're not watching One Piece correctly. You've got to book off a week. You've got to sit there. You've got to get through it.
Now, but also I think some animes, the performance. I'm not discrediting voice actors, mind you. The performance doesn't matter that much. Like, again, sucker for rom coms. I'm watching the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. I don't. There's
Is
not
that the
a.
nice?
Yeah. There's not a big. There's 5 realies, by the way, if you're typing that in. There's not some big like emotional moment where like the performance is really needed. This is a really dumb rom com where 100 girls fall in love with this one dude. Right, and
I know, but like,
it's really weird. It's to the point where like one of the girls, she's in love with him, and so is her mother.
huh?
Yeah,
Is that the one where he has to he has to get 100 girls to fall in love with him, otherwise he dies?
no, they die. So
Oh,
if they don't, if he doesn't like love them appropriately, they will die because they've lost their soulmate.
Ooh.
No, but in like a rom com,
Mhm.
the best bits for like the emotional acting is when you
Right.
get to those scenes of the kiss or
Yeah,
they
this
confess their
is
love, and if you don't feel it, you
yeah,
just kind of go, well, that was a full flat moment.
yeah. But in this, you're just having a goofy harem time, is what this is. There's not. You're not gonna.
Can
You're
we
not
call it
about to
that from
have.
now on?
You're not. It's like
It's the
I'm
new
also
genre.
watching Girlfriend. You're not gonna have that in Girlfriend either.
No, but obviously different styles have different different types of
Right.
anime have different I mean the scene of Attack on Titan when is Eren? Is that, am I getting his name right? I forget
Mhm.
Eren
the main
Yeager.
character. He becomes the Titan and he's picking up that big rock in the first season
Yeah.
and he puts it down and screams. If you didn't get the voice actor to get that just right,
Right.
I mean, it would change. I mean, I know it sounds crazy now because you're like, well, it could have been any scream, but it's like it
But
fits so perfectly with the
that
Titan
scream is the
scream.
same. It's the same in both dub and sub.
I know that's my point, but like they knew that was the perfect scream. They were like, that is it.
Yeah.
And I don't think people give enough credit to voice actors when they do
No.
a good job.
There's like Bochi the Rock. I don't know if y'all watched that.
No.
Bochi the Rock. It's a musical anime. I say musical in biggest air quotes. There's no singing and dancing kind of thing. It's about 4 girls who start a band together.
Mhm.
That would be summing that up really quickly. There's one point where the voice actress for Bochi, she's like on the ground and like kind of being spastic, and the voice actress's voice is not edited in any way to the point that the scream that she let out, the producer like went into the voice booth and was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I love that. It's like the
See,
dedication of like Sean Shamel, a voice of Goku. Am I correct on that?
I think so.
Yeah, actually passing out while screaming
Yeah.
for his voice of Goku. Yeah. I love the dedication of voice actors, and again, you can find it in both subbed and dubbed.
Right.
But
Like
like,
I think
I'll never
in
take away from that they
Yeah.
both do good. It's just I'm so used to Japanese doing
Right.
their own shows now.
No, I think it's fair. So like in Kaguya-sama Love is War, it's English dub. That's the one I watched. And because the narrator in English is Ian Sinclair, and he is giving it 110%. His narration of the show and what's going on is better than the Japanese narrator.
ooh,
It's like the best way I can explain how I feel about sub dub is, hun, you know Shangri-La Frontier?
yes,
You know the bunny voice in Japanese now.
that's true.
If you heard the English version, I don't think you'd like it as much.
You're probably right, but it's also the fact that I recently found out that the bunny and the main character are actually like their voice actors are now married, and that just this is
And
gives me life.
they're like, I don't know if you've seen it. It's like, if you haven't, you need to watch it. It's great. It's not isekai. It's kind of like Sword Art Online, virtual reality type world. It's
Yeah.
to give you the idea of the premise. This guy plays trash games all the time. That's all he plays. He
Right.
plays terrible games that are known as being the worst, and he's very good at them. Like, he learns the bugs. He's Tim in fighting games, but for trash games. Right? He plays them till he knows them.
Still
And then
thinks
someone
it's Tim. He
perfect.
also plays trash games. It's still Tim.
When someone says you should play this like A tier game, like this, they call it the God game. It's like the best game ever.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he plays it, and he is insanely good because obviously he's so used to crap.
Yeah,
Like,
he skips the tutorial level. He just goes on to the second level, beating the.
But it's
the
not like he's
boss.
OP.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
He's
all
just good at
skill
games.
based. Yeah,
Gotcha.
but like obviously the characters. We've watched 13 episodes so far, and not one has been a bad episode.
Okay.
They've all been entertaining, all been fun. Animation is on point.
Oh, 100%.
Voice acting is funny, and there's so many comedy things in it. Like, the main character has basically a bird head, and it's just
Right.
like a game item, they put on. He has a face, obviously, but he wears this, and it's his signature look now. And like, it's when you watch it, you're like, what are we watching? Like, could they not animate faces? Was this the whole reason for the head?
Of course, they're saving their animation budget.
I will
The
say,
thing
I
is,
still think the best English dub of all time is Ghost Stories. Have y'all not
Never
seen
heard of
Ghost
it.
Stories?
No.
I would say,
No.
I would still say Cowboy Bebop is pretty up there.
Oh, anybody who knows Ghost Stories will know. Here, I'm gonna leave y'all a thing in our little Discord chat here about the Ghost Stories English dub.
Okay.
What is that one film? I saw a film recently which was brilliant in English or Silent Voice. Brilliant in Japanese or English. Just very good plot.
Right.
What is this? Oh my god!
This is the English dub.
I know this one now. This has been memed a lot.
Yeah, and that's the legit dub. Apparently, they didn't have the budget for really any kind of scripting or direction, and just told
Oh.
them to have fun.
But did they know the plot?
No,
At least.
No.
Oh my
Okay.
god! It's so
So
good.
they just made it up as
It's
they
so
went.
good.
All right.
That is. I mean, that seems like just a bunch of friends overdubbing an anime.
yeah, no, that's really what it is. It was that before it was cool by Team 4-Star.
That's a Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of thing.
Yeah.
God, it's just friends having fun over.
Ooh,
Okay.
Summer Wars as well. Great English cast on that.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, again, if like you said before, if it's good, if you enjoy it,
mhm.
there's no downside.
Yeah, just dubbed or subbed, please enjoy.
Yeah, it's
Please.
again, it's
It's
more
like-
just preference. Like, do you want to sit
it's
down and watch
also-
it?
Right. It's also like the fun of the English dub for the last episode of Attack on Titan dropped yesterday. Girlfriend and I were gonna go watch it because when you're having to like read subtitles and all this action is flying around,
You miss, yeah.
you miss a lot. So we're gonna go watch it in English, not so much for as we talked about the voice acting and everything, but more so for the fact that like I could focus.
So, would you say that you have trouble with subs because you feel like you missed stuff? Because I've never found that.
If
I
I'm
don't.
sitting
Maybe
here
it's the
at
like
if I'm
reading
sitting
it.
here
Like I
if I'm sitting here, well, I'm also dyslexic, so
no, but it's like I never feel like I'm reading it like a book. Like I just kind of
um,
scan it really quickly and almost
sometimes
get the gist.
yeah, sometimes
Like,
I can do that. Sometimes if there's like two characters talking and subtitles are like top and bottom,
oh god,
I'm
no,
like,
that's
yeah,
awful. When they start doubling up or go up and below at the same
yeah,
time, and you're
yeah,
like, why would you do this? I can't split my eyes. Why have you done this?
I kind of like that though when like there's background characters and some inane thing happening. I try to
right.
pay attention to that too.
Well, if they do it in a different color, so that I can like
Yeah,
I can look at who the main character is and what's going
right.
on in the
Oh,
background.
it's a new challenge.
I'm not smart enough for that. I make chocolate for a living. I cannot read two different lines of dialogue over the top of each other. Like it's can't. Like I believe you said recently in a game that happened to you, where the dialogue like got shoved on top of each other,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you
But
were just like, "What's going
the
on?"
subtitles were actually on top of each other
It's like,
for
what
like,
happened?
yeah, and I'm like, who? What? Hello?
It's like door numbers and turrets in Lethal Company.
I
Yeah.
mean, but when it really comes down to what is the best anime film of all time, we all know it's Pokemon, the first movie. I don't care what you say; it's the original, the best.
I just
Ash
massively rolled my eyes.
I
Ash
have the
dies.
soundtrack. I have the soundtrack.
I think it would have been better.
These Digimon fans, man, they've always vindictive.
No. I mean, like my favorite anime film. If it's not Your Name, it's Girls in Panzer Das Film.
Oh, I do. I did enjoy that as well. Yeah.
That's actually the only Blu-ray I own. Believe it or not.
Really?
That's the
I've
only
got so
one.
many. My at the old house, I've got my old room, which is now my dad's, like fucking just everything shoved in that room. Is just a whole wall of anime DVDs from like because
Yeah.
obviously my sister worked in like a video store,
Right.
so we used to get them cheap, and I've got so many. Like I've got all of like the original Naruto on DVD because obviously back then you could buy it like week release kind of thing.
Right.
Like Helsing, Chobits, Elfen Lied, Fooly Cooley. Like I used to collect them, like because this guy knows I'm a collector. I like to
Oh, yes.
just have things in house.
I'm about
Yeah,
to
that's
say, I
what-
know that. Good lord, I know.
Well,
that.
I've got Girls and Panzer figures right there, and then
Well,
underneath
that's
that
'cause
Kantai collection, and then underneath I've got
you were
battleships.
You were paid in anime figurines.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and legally cannot talk about that. No, I used to work for Comic Con.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, I was a volunteer for Comic Con for a friend, and like obviously I was his friend, so I didn't want to take money from him, but he knew I loved anime. Like, do you remember when Ruby first came out, Slade? Like,
Yes.
it hit the shelves. I was working down in London for him, and he got me an original Ruby from Rooster
nice.
Teeth figure, and it's in the house somewhere. I don't know where it is, but like it's huge. And I was like, mate, I know this costs $500. What are you doing? And he's like, I bought two of them. One's for you, one's for the store. I was like, hey, that's so nice. Like,
Oh, it's really nice of him.
but like I've met the voice actor for Goku in Bristol.
really?
Like
Yeah.
we were selling Goku's type figures and stuff, and we weren't realizing why we were selling so much. Why is everyone buying just Dragon Ball? What's going on? What do we not bring enough? And so I guess the voice actor's sitting over there, and we were like, oh, that makes more. We had to go back to Birmingham to get more stuff. We didn't know he was there.
Makes
really
more
nice.
sense that way.
We've met a few voice actors from like animes and stuff in our years. Like the Attack on Titan, the English voice actor for the one with the glasses who loves to experiment on.
Hanji?
Yeah, I've met her, talked to her. We had her sign a couple of figures for the store. She actually like on Twitter. Like she's really nice.
I
Jack has
have
got so many stories of conventions.
the last book for Attack on Titan, 34. I have the last page where you see Commander Ervin Smith. I had the voice actor for Ervin sign it.
You see eBay in like, what 2 years?
He said that's extremely cruel, but it's the last time you ever see him in the manga. That's the page I got him to sign.
It's like when someone goes
That's
sign
really
this and
sad.
it's the Death Note. And he's like, we can't do this.
It's like I also have the first copy of My Dress Up Darling signed by the English voice actress as well.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
I mean, it is. I mean, obviously we've talked about sub and dubs and like Blu-rays, but do you collect like music from anime? Like you said, you love the intro of some animes.
I do, but I don't want the whole OST. If that makes sense.
That's
Just
fair.
more like certain
Yeah.
songs.
Right. Like I have a whole playlist on Spotify called Hentai Jams, and it's like 300 anime songs.
You know, I didn't realize, but Tim is a big hentai collector in games. Like he's been collecting them for years. Apparently, I didn't know this. Like he's got thousands of them.
Wonder whose fault that is.
Shush.
I was about to say. I wonder whose fault that is.
Look, you can't start a war and not expect me to carry on the war. But no, like I've collected a fair few anime vinyls. Like I recently got one of the oh god, Space Battleship Yamato. Like it's like I
Right.
saw it on Etsy for like $5. I was like, I don't even care if it works. The artwork on it is amazing. I just have that as a collection kind of thing.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
like, there must be an anime song where you've heard and you're like, I love that song. Like,
Oh, there's a lot though. Like I said, there's about 300 odd songs in the Hentai Jams playlist.
Of course.
I have to ask. This isn't from hentais though, yes?
No.
Okay, just
Well,
checking.
It depends how you roll High School DxD, to be honest. But
Oh, for love of. All right, there's the thing. Where do you think anime crosses the line to that area? Like, when does ecchi become okay? This needs the triple X rating.
When they released separate versions of it
yeah.
for different
The one with the
audiences.
light beams and the one without the light beams.
Right. That's when it is.
Can someone explain to me that as well? Like, that is clearly only been put there for like European and American audiences, right? Those light beams,
Right. Yeah.
100%.
Like that is the copyright filter of our countries. Like, no, they should just have our flags over it. Be easier.
No, that's all it is. But I'll tell you what, I think this has been a pretty good pilot episode. So I'd like to tell you guys what we're gonna do in the next episode and the people listening. The plan is we're gonna do this once a month, coming out on the last Saturday of every month. And these guys have to watch a 12-episode anime of my choice. And my plan is to get them to watch My Dress Up Darling.
Hey,
which is my favorite rom-com.
Scott, I'll tell you now. I've seen clips. It's really good.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we're going to come back and discuss it. And then if you'd like people to follow you somewhere on the internet, would you please tell them where they can find you? Otherwise, you can just stay anonymous.
Good. I don't know my socials offhand. Oh gosh,
I'm
ill prepared.
Ooh, I mean, do you still say Twitter? Or do you use X now? Like,
I say you can. So my name is Slade. You can find me at Slade Plays Games on pretty much everything, AnyList, Twitter, except for Instagram, which is at Slade's Life.
Oh, such a professional.
Thank you. I've been podcasting for a while. Can you tell?
Yeah. How long was it now? Was it 3-4 years? Was it
3 years? 3 years of the Game Club pod and countless guest appearances and everything.
Oh yeah, you've been on. You not only that, but you've got Between Two Pods as well, and like you just did the Podmas as well. Oh yeah, you were on that recently.
Podmas about killed us doing that. By the way, that was. Oh.
You could tell your energy near the end was running out.
Yeah.
The I honestly just I think I just go by Jaka Longgrass in most socials.
Okay.
Or UK Jaka online if you want to fight me in Hell Let Loose. Come on down.
That's true as well. All right, very cool, guys. Thank you very much for being here for the pilot episode. I'll see y'all in a month when we talk about My Dress Up Darling.